Yeah. Tantikiwo. Hello there. I'm glad to be here today to talk to you about something kind of funny, okay? Well, it's an old story. I was told when I was a child just to keep us calm and away from being problems, eh? My little siblings, my sister, my aunties, we all sat there and listened. Sometimes it was my nokum, other times it was my Muslim, my grandma or grandpa, and other times was my aunties. Anyway, I'll tell you about Wisakita. That an old timer from way back before we were there, eh? Wisakita. It's kind of a what was he? He was a funny guy, eh? Who walked around and did things. But anyway, he was walking in the bush. You know what he was doing when he was walking in the at night? And one thing he did, he saw the oh, you gotta subscribe and like. Come on, okay. Anyway, he was walking in. It was a moonlight night, and the trees, the shadows were crossing his path. Eh? So you know what he was doing? Every time the tree came, he jumped. Jumped over the. It's only a shadow, but he didn't know that. He was, a little bit not quite, something like Keanu. All of us. But anyhow, so he kept on walking and walking and talking to himself. And then after a little bit, he saw a little bit of, it looks like dry meat on the ground, eh? So he picked it up and he thought, oh, I find kakiwak, dry meat, just a piece of meat, eh? So he was going to taste it and he looked at it and he kept on walking and having this little bit of kakiak, walking and enjoying. You know what it was? It was his scab from his knee. But that is one of the weird stories I tell you, okay? And I hope you have a little laugh, okay? Anyway, love you guys. And I'll tell you a little bit something else, okay? I'll tell you about the cheaper, the that's the what do you call them? The not satellite.
Northern Lights.
Huh?
Northern Lights.
Northern Lights. Oh, I was driving from Wabasca and going through Dawson Creek, at night, moonlight. It was beautiful night, eh? And all of a sudden, to my right, which is towards Sagak, the bush side, all of a sudden there's these northern lights, dancing around, but there was quite a ways. Well, I don't know how far. So I was driving a convertible, and moonlight summer beautiful, eh? Anyway, I was going just happy sailing, driving, and all of a sudden they're right getting close to me. I moved and I looked and I thought, oh my goodness, cheaper, that's a northern light, that's uh, skeletons, dancing. So anyway, I kept on driving, but I was getting very nervous because you can hear the sound on my right, where they were moving about, jumping about, dancing around. I was very nervous. I was close to Taylor Hill before they kind of backed off a little bit. But that was one of my scary nights. And I know the Jeepy, that the Northern Light, that skeletons dancing, happy, that's part of our old stories. Anyway, that's what I want to tell you. And I hope you enjoy. Because go up Pimpton later, okay? Go up Pimpton next time. Love you guys. Bye bye. Yeah.